Good evening. Thank you for joining us on River West Radio at No Frequency. Normally, Dominic Wanzer and myself will be running this show, but tonight Dominic is at home with the dysentery. So, you're getting just Bill the Business tonight, and I do apologize if I stumble, do a little stream of consciousness action. Might get a moment just to sneak into my brain, and that's something that needs apologies. So, everybody out there who's listening, all 400 of you, we appreciate it, all across the world. I'm going to give an attempt at some of these shout-outs here. Oh, Prescott, Arizona. There's a small child who enjoys the wave. Hi, child. And there's all sorts of other people who Dominic normally goes to thank. People at Zoomies, people at Fuel Cafe. Two houses, all of them. We appreciate your listening. Theron, the Newmans, the entire family. Mother, brother, father, son. Sister. Husband. All the dogs. Shout out here to Larry, Jamie, Sean, Lucid, Dub, everybody. You know who you are. I know you're listening. Core's mom. I'm sure you're listening too, because hey, why wouldn't you want to listen to this? So, as it is, here we are. No frequency, ready to go. Gonna break down some walls. Gonna set the air on fire. Gonna steal the waves. And we're gonna read a disclaimer. So, bear with me. Welcome to No Frequency. My name is Bill the Business. Normally Dominic Wanzer is the producer of the show, but for the evening, it shall be me. The things you will hear over the next hour represent the views of No Frequency and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. But if you do have a legal issue, please feel free to call Dom. His number's in the book. He's in the book. You can find him there. So, here we are at the No Frequency on our own, breaking down walls. This reminds me of the song White Rabbit a little bit. You might remember it is sung by Jefferson Airplane in a little documentary called Give Me Shelter, about the Rolling Stones and their nightmare at Altamont. That night, the Oakland chapter of the Hells Angels had their way. Tonight, it's Billy's turn. So, we're here on the air. Got quite some time to fill up. Feel free to text me with questions, comments, concerns as we go along, because I'm going to be otherwise talking to myself, which I could do at home. So, we normally we open the show with Dom asking me silly questions and me giving silly answers and not really getting anywhere for a while. So we'll go basically in that format. What happened this week? There were the debates Wednesday, for anyone who was part of the 71 million people who were watching on TV, not including CBN or C-SPAN? PBS, the internet, or live streaming it over iTunes or iWave or whatever it is. They're estimating somewhere in the realm of 100 million people were listening. I assume you were one of them. Many things happened at the debates on Wednesday. We learned quite a bit about Romney. We confirmed quite a bit about our current president, President Obama. Things many people have been saying for years and been ignoring. So much so that on a half hour after the debate closed in polling, Romney was the clear winner with 67% of people polled. That's well outside the 32%, I believe, who believed Obama won the debates, which has led to a bump for Romney in the battleground states, no less, with independents on top of it. Currently, Romney is ahead of Obama with independents, according to Battleground, by 51 to 35. That's a 24-point swing. Almost twice that of where Obama was versus John McCain in that instance with the same leading numbers. So it's a pretty good call. There's also a 13-point enthusiasm gap, which, to clarify for everybody, enthusiasm is the extremely likely to vote category that makes you enthusiastic. And Romney's supporters are 86% likely to vote, extremely likely, I should say. Obama supporters, 73% likely to vote. That's a huge number. Rather huge disparity, 13 points there. So that is just one poll, and I was actually reading more about polls last night and some of the interesting little factoids that come out of polling. At this point in the 2008 election cycle, there had been almost 3,000 polls done. So the pool of polling was a lot broader, a lot more averages to be had, a lot more reliability could be gleaned, could be mined from that information. Currently this year, there's only about 1,700 polls, just a little over half of what we had previously. So there's a little more room for error there. Hey dude, welcome by. Is there a speaker outside? Apparently no. He just thought I was handsome. I don't blame him. He was wearing a towel on his head. Oh God, it's so quiet in here. There's no one listening, is there? Terrible. Well, fine then. I'll just interest myself with more of my own favorite noting things. Here's an interesting piece from the Daily Beast, written by Buzz Bissinger. Normally a sports columnist. He has given up on Barack Obama, even though his wife doesn't approve. This is why I like when sports columnists write political pieces, because they actually bring humor to it. Don't make it as big a political deal as they could. He's got a number of reasons that he does, but what it comes down to is, again, Obama's performance, not in the poll or in the debate, but his performance over the last 4 years based against the promises that he made 4 years ago. He is unimpressed with how far it's come from what it was supposed to be. And they were talking, particularly he was speaking with his wife. This again, the Buzz Bissinger. So Ms. Bissinger, Mrs. Bissinger, was saying, there's any number of reasons that he could have done badly during the debate. Al Gore is saying it's due to the altitude. Some people are saying his blood sugar was too low. Other people are saying he's just got more and bigger problems on his mind. Buzz makes a great point here that he doesn't see Obama spending much time running the country unless you count recent appearances on The View, where he is animated and charming. Now, his wife, is of course blaming him for the complete destruction of America. But he does point out to her that in their neighborhood in Philadelphia, you can walk 5 blocks and you can find 25% unemployment, crack, crime, teen prostitution, houses sinking into the ground. Is in fact the Camden in Philly, which is, I guess, one of the poorest and most dangerous cities in America. And you have to wonder, in the last 4 years, this is him speaking, where has the president's policy been on urban renewal? So that's what helped push him over the edge. Even if it doesn't get better under Romney, it can't get a whole lot worse. Which, I'm torn on that. I like Romney. I think he's a lot better than he's been cast by ads and by pundits in the media. He's a lot more charming. He's a lot warmer. He's a lot more caring. He's also a lot more business-oriented, which I remember many years ago speaking with Rob. We were talking about Ross Perot. So we're talking a lot of years ago. And Rob liked Ross. And here's why. It's one of the reasons I like him too, currently. At the time, I didn't. He's a businessman. He's going to run America like a business. There's something to be said for that. Businesses have accountability. There's a clear chain of command. There's a definitive outcome that you're looking for. There's positives and negatives that you can weigh in every decision. There's flowcharts. It's a more robust situation. Whereas the way governments are currently run, I mean, if there was a business being run like America's economy right now, it would have already been bankrupted and divvied up and lost. But because it is a government, it can just go on and keep on making up money as it goes along, changing the rules as necessary to fit the current effects that are desired. Having it run more like a business where there is a clear plan, where a plan is stated and followed, or if it's not followed, someone holds responsibility for that and claims it. There's a lot to be said for that. And I think Romney has what it would take to get that done. We'll have to see how it all comes out. Now, let's get on to something fun. Oh, like apparently my inventory numbers from last month. Those go home with me. We've got, just so much crap. Papers everywhere. This is ridiculous. I'm like this one at Home Alone, too. It's terrible. I was reading Supreme Court's back in session, as we all know. A lot of issues with that. There's a case coming up. Kurt Sang versus John Wiley & Sons is a first sale doctrine copyright law, which could ultimately change the way you're owning things that you purchased. Like, for instance, reselling. Since 1908, under the doctrine, the Supreme Court has recognized that you can sell your stuff without worrying because the copyright holder only had control over the first sale. It's the first sale doctrine in copyright law, right? So if I buy an office chair, once I've paid for the office chair, I own the office chair, the person who designed it got their cut, and now they're out of the business sale. The way this case is written, though, is if it comes through and becomes case law, is if I go to sell that chair, I have to go back to the original owner, get their permission, and then cut them in on the sale. Not as big a deal with things that are tangible, because no one's really going to track you down if you sell a chair. No one's going to track you down if you sell, the dining room set that you got from your grandmother who bought it from wherever the hell. But it gets to be a little hinky when it comes to things like selling books or DVDs or videos or anything of that nature. Oh, man. She's listening. Hey, Core. It's just me tonight, so if you have any fun questions, feel free to send them to me and I'll answer them on the air so that only you and I can hear them. How fun. I think I need to undo my belt a little bit. Gee. But, if they change the way the law is written, if you go to sell a book, you have to go back to the original copyright owner to get their permission, and then you have to pay them a cut of that sale, which would be a huge issue for an entire economy, basically, of secondhand sales. There's a huge number of people that would be hurt by that. Where is it? I'm trying to find the information. Here we go. October 29th is when they're going to be hearing that, but it's a non-free market idea. It's basically taking the secondary market for used goods and putting a tax on it unnecessarily. Not only a tax, but a burden beyond just making the sale. The entire business of eBay, Craigslist, resellers like that is based around moving items that are already used, putting them on somewhere else. Can you see my hand? Hi, Core. Oh, there's people walking by. Hello. Oh, he doesn't care. That's okay. I care. But, to basically shut down that entire industry and leave people without any recourse, it would be terrible. Actually, it would even affect here. I'm sitting in River West Film and Video. Zav would be in a world of hurt with his business here. Never able to get his hands on secondhand DVDs without having to find the original copyright holder and giving them their dime. And if you gave someone a dime for every video in this place, that's a lot of dimes. Oh, you don't have a camera. That's lame. You don't know what you're missing. Not really much. I'm not on camera. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm having a fat day. I'm also having a heart attack, I think. But whatever. So, yeah. So look to see how the Supreme Court's going to screw us out of our secondary sale rights. Should be fun. Oh, I was going to talk about Princeton, but no one cares. Princeton is stupid and full of stupid people. And that's all I have for papers here. So now you're stuck with me just talking on the fly. Daily observations. Things that are out there for me to look at. Cars going by. That smell of whatever Zav is cooking. It smells fantastic. I don't know what he is cooking, but I want some. Some kind of delicious onion-based thing. Bear with me. I'm sitting back now. I'm getting comfortable. We're having a fireside chat with Billy here. If you can handle it. I don't even know if you can hear me very well. Corey, you want to give me a clear on that? Am I coming in clear? Am I coming in loud and clear? Do I sound sexy? Do I have my chocolate radio voice on? Hello, ladies. Welcome to No Frequency, where the rules are made up and money doesn't matter. So alone. Didn't realize how integral Dom was to this whole thing. Don't tell him. It's not like he's listening. Dom hates me. Well, isn't that kind of you? Yes, no, and you, for anyone who can't read over my shoulder because, internet. Well, fine. So here we are. Just you, me, your ears, my voice. Non-stop cavalcade of my insanity just dripping from my lips like the foam from a rabid dog. What are we gonna do? And my microphone's slowly slipping lower and lower to the point where I can't actually speak into it. That's fun. Looks like I'm leaning forward again. Everybody has to deal with my insanity. Which is fun. Oh wait, I might be able to get half my head in the video. No, okay, good, we're good. We're good. So let's see. As I was driving over here, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to be on the air alone. What can I talk about? Didn't have a whole lot of good stuff coming up in my head. I thought about telling jokes and giving financial advice and talking about running a business and what it's like to be alone in a big city. Cat ownership. So everybody loves cats. They're hilarious. But I don't know that that's what anyone wants to hear about. I think what I'm going to do also. Now you're really going to deal with me. We're going to bring this bad boy over here. So that when I turn my head to look wistfully out the window, you can hear me. Oh man. Double mic setup? What? I am a real rock and roll star. How's that working? Not at all. Oh, no one likes that. That's a terrible idea. Oh, great though. Forget that. All right, fine. Single mic setup. Yeah. So just having a day. It's a Monday. Feels like a Monday. Ooh, that. Oh man. You're digging in with the good stuff there. If I was running for president, what would I campaign on? Oh, that's a tough one. Oh, lower taxes. No, that's not true. Flat taxes, actually, to be honest. I'm more libertarian in that sense. I feel like if we had a graded flat tax, we could get things a little more in order because budgeting would be infinitely easier because you would know what was coming in based on last year's GDP. Completely do away with all possible write-offs for taxes. I don't think they're necessary. I don't think they actually spur growth. I think what they do is they spur innovation as far as tax code, tax law, tax preparers. If we had, say, a 3-grade taxation scheme, rather. Ho ho, Freudian slip. It's where you say one thing and mean your mother. They're, say up to $75,000, you pay 10%. Up to $150,000, pay 12.5%, and over that, 20%. It's kind of arbitrary, but I think those dollar amounts and those solid numbers would actually help spur innovation because everyone would know what was coming in, what was going out, where it was all going to land. Tax preparation wouldn't require billions of dollars in man hours every year. An entire industry would collapse then, which would be good because then those people would go out and get actual jobs. Wouldn't preclude anyone from beginning a business. I think business taxes need to be lowered. Running at a 35.6% effective rate, that's one of the highest in the industrialized world. And which comes to an argument that I've had with myself hundreds of times with imaginary customers and friends when they talk about the cost of doing business. I've actually had this argument with customers. They've come in and asked where paper towels are, and I've said, we're out right now, and we're waiting for them to come in. Well, you should always have some on hand. Well, they're not that cheap to keep on hand. That's the cost of doing business. They do know that to pay that cost of doing business gets passed on to them. I would hope, but I don't think they do. And that's one of those things, taxes. If it was 50%, everything would go up in price because we still got to pay all those employees and all those workers and buy all that product. Still have to maintain our capital investments. All those things exist. They all have to be paid for, and the more money that goes out to the government, the less money there is to spend on those things in store. Or in business, I should say. I would absolutely legalize same-sex marriage, because I've said it before and I say it again, I don't care. It's literally not an issue for me, because I won't be marrying anyone of the same sex ever. So, since it won't affect me, I don't suspect it should affect me. I would legalize abortion for the same reason. It's not something that has ever come up. I don't plan on it ever having to come up. They know what causes babies. I know how to stop that on my own. So if it is an issue, it should be an issue. Now, do I think that it should be used as a form of birth control? God, no. I've seen too much of that. I can actually speak to experience on this one, being directly across the street from an abortion clinic for the last 7 years. They have repeat customers, and that... I guess when I started, I never wanted to see the same person over there twice other than doctors and nurses. Wow, that was intense. But I have actually seen, over the years, the same people showing up and going in there over and over again. And that bothers me. Not so much because they're getting abortions, but because they have quite sussed out how to use a condom yet. I hope everything's okay. Sounds like they're having some sort of riot in back. As long as it doesn't affect my show, we'll be fine. Oh, what else would I do? Take us back to the gold standard. Fuck it. Someone should. I might as well say it. Get some real assets behind the dollar. Bring that value right back up. But that's a pipe dream. As nice as it would be. And to be fair, China would still hold all of our value. Anyway, it's not really we're never getting out from under that particular yellow thumb. Oh, man, what else? I would try to reform term limits for senators, House members, legislators across the board. Not necessarily in years, but in a number of times they're allowed to run. The idea of the citizen legislature has fallen to the wayside, and that's a little sad to me, because there's not as much... The impetus isn't so much on affecting the changes you promise as it is affecting the changes that'll get you rehired. And that's kind of sad to me. It'd be better if, say, if they were going to have 2 6-year terms in the Senate. Hold their feet to the fire. Make them accountable. They got 12 years to get it done. Make them do it. The design of the system to have them cross over 3 administrations is a nice one, because it does give them better odds of running against an opposite party at some point, or opposition party, with having to work together. I do think there should be more voting on big things, not involving just senators and House members. I think the world is finally ready for democracy to take the popular step. We're not living in a rural backwoods country anymore. We are more urban now than we have been at any point in our history. You are all within a mile of a polling place where you currently are right now, if you're listening to me. Unless you're listening in Montana, in which case I'm pretty sure you can mail your vote in anyway. Knowing that things like the Affordable Health Care Act, that shouldn't have been voted on by 100 people, that an entire quarter of our economy could be decided by such a small and unrepresentative group, is actually a little terrifying. Let's see, what else? I'd repeal the Constitution and install my own set of laws. It's not true. It'd be neat, though. But as Mr. Newman Sr. once said to Mr. Newman Jr., who once repeated to me, Mr. Bulk, you can tell democracy works because I'll never be president. And that says a lot, too. So, those are my basic premises. Flat taxes, legalize gay marriage. Actually, it's not even that I would legalize abortion. I would just make it a non-issue. It's not an illegal issue anymore. The legal precedent's been set. Now it's a medical issue. If a doctor came out, or doctors at the AMA, 100% unanimously declared that abortion leads to perforated life existence, then there would be a medical reason to curtail the practice, but that's not for legislators to decide. That's for doctors to decide on a case-by-case basis. And that's my platform. That and mandatory kindergarten education for everyone, because some people really need to learn how to cross the street, like college kids. What else we got? Oh, ho hum. I don't know if I've talked about the Fuel Rewards Network at all. It's a neat program that Shell's come out with. I don't want to hedge on towards advertising though. But if you haven't looked at it, Fuel Rewards Network, just punch it into Google. Look it up. It's actually pretty cool. I myself have $1.75 coming back to me in that program. It's going to be amazing. I'm really beginning to wonder if they got a speaker outside. Maybe this dude. Hey, dude, is there a speaker out there? Dude. I'm going to go with no. That's 2. One more and we've got the trifecta. Oh, what else can I talk about? Jeez. Going to be getting a new tattoo this week, I hope. It's a memorial for Patches. So the whole 2 people listening, they know who that is. Oh, my. What else is happening in the news? Oh, fire trucks going by. That's very exciting. Oh, hello, handsome gentleman in your fine shoes. Nope, there's no speaker outside. He totally would have responded to that. What else is happening? I could literally sit in this window for like an hour and just not say anything and just enjoy the view. It's crazy, the people out here in River West. They are a breed apart on this side of town. Yeah, I know. But, let's see, what else can we talk about? It has been a whirlwind life. Let me tell you a little about myself. I don't know if this has ever come up for anyone who actually doesn't know me who might be listening. So this would be outside of court. I often get asked, coming from New York, how I ended up in Wisconsin. Court knows this story. I followed a girl. Best decision I ever made, because now I'm here. This is a pretty alright spot to be. I run a retail store. It's been one of my lifelong goals, finally doing it. Make lousy money, work 2 long hours. But I am wholly appreciated, which is kind of nice. I like to read, I like to write, I like long walks on the beach. Would I pay $7 to make it so that people see my Facebook posts? Like, my personal ones? Or my business ones? That would be my question. Back at that, because that's something new to me. Like, if I want people to see my personal posts, I could care less. I post mostly just to get things out of my head. If it's for businesses, though, I would probably do that just for the LBS, because I got 95 as of yesterday. Got a new Comic-Con user. Oh, I would probably do it for the LBS. I would not do it for myself. I don't think $7 is worth my opinion for other people to see. They know what I think. I'm pretty open in that way. I mean, if someone wants to pay me something. They don't? Well, that's probably for the best. Because a lot of the things I post, I do really genuinely post for myself. It's kind of like a journal for myself that's just available to the public to see, so that everyone knows that I am at least getting less crazy as time goes by. Hard to say. But, yeah. I think for the business I would. It would be worth it. The reach that we have now currently, I mean, we have 95 friends. When our reach numbers come out, we're usually at 100, 110 people. So work it out to whatever that is, 7 cents a person. I could justify that. I think it's got value. Again, though, for my own personal posts. Stupid cat videos and photos of my kitty. That's not worth 7 cents. Or, well, I think I only have like 54 friends, so it'd be a little more than that. 15 cents, not worth it. But again, that's me running it like a business, which is kind of how I prefer to run things, because, again, accountability and definitives. But you know, that's just how I is. I just do what I do. Wow, 32 minutes in. Have I bored you to tears yet? Can you hear me breathing? I can. Whew. 4-point post-debate lead over Obama, according to Pew. 49-45. That's pretty serious. Since in September, Obama led 51-43. So Romney's up, Obama's down. Obama's down 6 points. Romney's up 6 points and ahead by 4 points. There's some kind of math in there that leads to a win for Romney. So, speaking of debates, this week we get the vice presidential debates. That's fun. Vice President Biden versus Paul Ryan, our hometown boy here, our home state boy. Could actually be really interesting. There's one thing I got to give Joe Biden is he knows how to talk. I don't know that he knows what he's saying all the time, but he can talk. He could fill this. He'd already be done with the hour. It'd be over already. Nice thing about Paul Ryan is he's good with numbers. Very wonky, as I like to say. He knows all the little factoids. I think the danger for him is to be too factual against Joe Biden, who's just got that folksy charm going for him. It's just old Joe being crazy Joe. So as long as he's having fun, I think Ryan will do well. If he takes it too seriously, I think he'll crash and burn pretty hard. And all he's really got to do is carry along and keep calm and carry on during the debates, and he should be able to carry Romney a little bit closer to that win that we're looking for on my side of the aisle. Speaking of, let's go back to the Romney Obama debate. How well he did. I was reading an interesting piece where they were saying that it wouldn't have been very hard for him to be very, very good. Obama and his re-election campaign had actually done a fine job of casting him as basically the devil that was, and a bumbling fool, and a gaffe-prone idiot, and all these terrible things. And he showed up. To be better than that wouldn't take very much, and to be as good as he was, put him so far over the edge. The mass public expectations on Romney were lowered enough thanks to the advertisements that what he came out with was so stunning as to actually revive the horse race, bring it back into bear, which is a delightful change of pace considering how lifeless a bit of this campaign has been. Man, these microphones they're killing me. I wonder if I could do this. Would this work? Oh, we're experimenting now. Changing mic stands mid-flow. See if we can get that old magic back. Oh, I think we can. I think we're getting magical. Can you feel the magic out there? Oh man, how do you like them apples, huh? Now we're spinning. That's a whole new fresh hell right there. Well, here we are again. Awkward silence. Well, there's a new gallery across the street here, Jackpot Gallery. Oh, look at his hair. It's currently got a skeletal hand in one window and some colorful circles in the next. They look like stained glass, but it's really hard to say. Very pretty, though, which is nice. Use more pretty things in this world. I was reading one of my favorite books earlier today. I woke up really early and sat around just despising my life. But one of my favorite books is, of course, Life's Little Instruction Booklet. If you don't own a copy, go out and get one. If you can find one for free online, I suggest that as an alternative. I'll give you the name of the author in a moment here. But it's basically 500-ish little Life's little instruction. Yes. It's like 500-ish, 511, I think. Tips and hints for living a fulfilled and happy life. It's written from a father to his son when he was going to college. Some of the advice in there is absolutely stunningly good. Some of it's, standard father-son advice. Some of it's just old man, young man advice. But there are some pieces that I do like. And one of the ones that I actually read today, I believe was somewhere in the 60s, was no matter where you are, have something beautiful to look at. Even if it's just a daisy in a mason jar. So I think the world could benefit quite a bit from that. If everybody just picked one beautiful thing and put it within sight wherever they were sitting. Not including friends and family. So it is nice to see art on the street that isn't just a big green canvas slapped on a wall. Thank you, Green Gallery on Farwell. I live across the street from an art gallery, for anyone who's not aware. And it's a little tiresome at times, watching them have their art times. They do a phenomenal job of being everything you imagine art people to be. The pretension actually does have a stink. And that's unfortunate because it doesn't speak well to their entire clan of people. And that they're in such a visible location is a shame. Plus, that place would have made a really great ice cream shoppy. And I would have happily lived across the street from an ice cream shoppy. So I live on top of an Italian restaurant, soon to be next door to an Indian place. Oh, can't wait. Although that place has been in development for, roughly a year now, and all they've done is made a hand-painted picture and hung it in the window next to their permit. It's a little frustrating, because I would like to get some panic paneer. Would be nice. Maybe a little chutney. But, I always say Indian place, it's a Thai place, but whatever. As long as they have panic paneer, which they won't, but they should. Man, I want some panic paneer now. Thanks, great. I know what I'm getting for dinner. Dom never told me how hard this was when you're by yourself. No one to bounce ideas off of. No one to get angry at. Welcome to my nightmare, everyone. But we're cruising along. We're having a good time. Hope everybody's laughing out there. I know I am. Inside. Drink more water. That's one of those pieces of advice. I've been trying. I actually drank a liter of water today in an hour. Or an hour and 15 minutes. Me and Larry wanted to see if I could do it. Took me a little longer than expected, but I did it. I'll have another one when I'm done here. I actually have it here with me. For those of you who do have video feeds, so basically everyone who's not core, it's my liter of water. Gonna go for a sip of it right now. Make sure it's not funky. That's the last sip of that water I'll be having. This has been sitting in the back of my car for like a week now, half open. So, and done with it. I'll get a different one. I work at a gas station. The place is lousy. Lousy with bottled water. Guy came in today, used to work for the UW Milwaukee Waterworks. Larry'd remember. This girl was buying some Fiji water, which anyone who's actually been to the UWM campus and gone down into the geology lab across the way, they have a whole wall of the worst possible waters you could be drinking. Fiji water is at the top of the list with the most particulate matter, the most pollution, the most dirt, the most chemicals. That's what she was buying, and as she left, he looked at Larry, and he's like, she's basically carrying cancer in that bottle, and she doesn't even know it. And Larry, God bless him, tried not to let that rattle him in that way that Larry can only do. And then the guy explained himself, and Larry was right on board with him. He was talking about how clean the water in Milwaukee is straight out of the tap, because it is currently, he says, still the cleanest in the country. Which I'm not actually surprised by. After the cryptosporidia outbreak, they did quite the job getting it all cleaned up. If they could just get rid of the smell, we'd be golden. But, you throw a little pure filter up on the end of your tap there, and you can have some delicious water. Or you come to my store and buy some. I say don't drink Fiji, but people like it. I don't know why. They actually do ship it in on container ships from Fiji. It's actual Fijian water. So, even though you wouldn't eat in Fiji and you wouldn't drink the water if you were on vacation there, you can drink it when you're home. I guess there is some benefit to that. But, it's only monetary and it's only mine. Don't recommend it. Loud. That was loud and terrifying. But yeah. Oh, what else have we got? Vitamin water. Has anyone read the recent news on vitamin water and how terrible it is for you? So go ahead and watch out for vitamin water. It's basically a lie. Better off with Gatorade, because at least then you're getting the salt, which is a necessary component of the human existence. Oh, other things in the news. Man, there's probably something. Oh, man. An hour is a long time. Had a really strange dream the other day. That, Lucid, my cat, tried to kill herself by jumping out of a truck on 794 as we crossed over Chase Avenue. That was a terrifying dream. I was very upset when I woke up, went and found the cat, scared the crap out of her. So, good times. She's a riot. Yeah, I don't know which that's for, but yes, all of what I said is true. Better to drink Gatorade? Or horrifying nightmare where my cat kills herself? Spectacularly. Which is the only way. If you're going to kill yourself, do it spectacularly. Don't half-ass at that. That's a life-changing event. You should really be a party to it. Get dressed up, put on a tuxedo. Or a prom dress, whatever, I don't know. The heck, put on a tuxedo. If you're a chick, dude, put on prom dresses. This is your suicide. Make it a mess. Not that No Frequency is advocating suicide. The vitamin water thing, yeah, they are no longer going to be, I want to say, starting in January, they'll no longer be able to make any health claims, because the majority of vitamins, despite overwhelming evidence to the positives and negatives of vitamins, there aren't actually bona fide government-backed up claims that can be verified on that. So a lot of the claims that you've heard about vitamin water will fall away. They're actually toying with the idea of a name change. I don't know to what. Life Water has already been taken, so. Oh, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Also, there are claims over the what is it, crystallized fructose sugary crap that they use. Again, with the lack of science to back it up, they can't claim anymore that it keeps your blood sugar level. Any of that garbage. Oh, Brendan O'Day is here. What's up, B-Star?
Hey, man.
So I'm here on my own. Brendan O'Day showed up. I don't feel so lonesome. And, yeah, so that's the vitamin water thing. So don't drink it. Or if you're going to drink it, don't expect any benefit. Just enjoy the flavor. Yeah, I'm pretty low on topics here. And this is actually the perfect opportunity for me to escape from this crippling embarrassment that is.
What are we talking about?
Well, currently I was talking about, what are you on there? You on 2? What is that, 2?
This is 1.
1? Give me a.
Give you a level.
Oh, there we go. All right, we're like.
So, what's the crippling embarrassment tonight? Just the show in
just
general?
Just the show. I wasn't expecting to do it on my own tonight. Mm-hmm. Dominic is dying of dysentery, I believe.
Oh, nice. So. That's amazing. Our producer is getting actually had his gallbladder removed about 2 hours ago.
Oh, wow.
So he's laying up in Columbia St. Mary's right now as we speak.
That's fun.
Yeah,
that is a good time.
The unfortunate part of that is our primary computer that we use for broadcast on the other station is now in his hospital room playing DVD movies for him as he recovers
Okay.
from his gallbladder surgery.
As long as it's going to a good cause, I guess
Yeah.
that's not a terrible thing.
Well, it's an interesting thing. So I don't know if the other computer is going to be able to serve just because it's a platform change. And so I've got PC and Mac, and nothing seems to work well on the Mac. Anything you do on a Mac works great.
Yes.
If you set it all up for a Mac, all this stuff was written for a very old days PC. So
Having a compatibility joy.
having some compatibility issues.
Yeah, that's
having
the
a
good
lot of
stuff.
compatibility issues, and I'm not technically qualified
Yeah,
to be
no,
dealing
it's-
with compatibility issues.
Zav was over here explaining all of this to me, and I just
No, yeah,
kind of
for
nodded.
your setup.
Yeah, just kind of nodded along for a minute because tonight was the night Dom was going to show me how to do all of this. Because for the next month he's actually going to be gone, so I'm kind of. He just kind of truncated my timeline.
There
a little
you
bit,
go.
So here I am.
Yeah, learning on the fly. That's always fun.
It's usually great for me, but this is just weird.
Yeah,
But luckily I do have wonderful friends who've been sending me.
popping in for info. And
Yeah, you know, they're coming in
excellent.
with questions, lead-ins, nice little.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's very nice.
actually kind of fun. But
Well, it's been an odd day. I was surprised. I've been kind of holed up all day trying to still do technical stuff, make this thing work. And,
yeah.
I haven't turned the heat on yet in my place because I'm poor. And I can't.
Okay, yeah.
I don't need the heat, and I have blankets enough to supersede the heat. If I can be my own heat source,
Yeah.
is really what
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying. Is If
absolutely.
I can be my own heat source, then
Absolutely.
I can. Then I don't need to turn the furnace on. So it's about 58 degrees inside my apartment.
All right.
As it turns out, it's about 61 degrees outside.
Yeah.
It's beautifully
It's actually-
warm
yeah.
outside.
That
And
is-
it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night, and it feels beautiful. I step outside, I'm like, you mean it's been this warm all day? I
All
just
day.
assumed
Yeah, you.
that if it was 58 inside my apartment, it's got to be like 45
Oh yeah,
outside.
no, you missed the boat on that one.
Oh, damn, what
There's
a
a
day.
point there where it hit almost 65. I think.
Oh, my
Right in
gosh.
the middle of the day. It was,
What a beautiful day.
Oh god, it's gorgeous out. The sky is killing me today.
Yeah, that's kind of funny because I just assumed that it was cold and it was so windy earlier, but it was a south-southwest wind.
Yes.
20 to 30 miles an hour. That is a
Oh, it
blustery day. No
Felt
matter how
like
you
more
slice
than
it.
that. That's right over at the station there on the corner of Farwell. We got that driveway that comes right off the lake, and
yeah.
it's like just a stream of air shooting. You know, we didn't have to sweep today. Leaves all blew right out. I mean, it looked gorgeous out there. It was
There you go.
Just
Awesome.
a shiny little lad. But
That's fabulous. Well, I'll let you wrap her
yeah,
down
let,
here.
Let me
and,
wrap it up and get out of your way.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad you got your maiden voyage out of the
Yeah,
way.
no,
and,
thank you for joining me for those few last moments before I
My
drowned. I
pleasure.
was
My pleasure. Brendan
feeling-
O'Day from Extempor Radio coming up here next
Yeah,
on
just stick in.
riverwestradio.com.
That's what it is. Yeah, hang
right,
out
man.
for him. He's good. He's good, and he's here for a while. 2-hour show, I
Oh, we
believe.
still have an hour now. We
Oh,
got
just an
down to
hour?
An hour, and then we go 2 hours on crushradio.com.
Crushradio.com. All right.
Houston, Texas.
So keep your ears open for that. And so this is No Frequency Radio. Flying solo, Bill Volk tonight. Dominic, we hope you feel better. We miss you and we need you because your smiling little Jewish face makes me happy. So have a good night, everyone, and be safe.